You've finished your painting and now you need to know how to dry it. This is a heat set gun that is in many of the Genesis kits. It is very similar to an embossing gun. It gets much hotter than a hair dryer, so you cannot use a hair dryer for this process. What you have to do is you have to heat the paint up to 265 degrees for just a couple of minutes, and you can either do it with this heat gun or with a home oven. If you plan on using the heat gun, what you do is you position the heat gun just a few inches above the surface. It dries about a 3-inch radius. You hold it in one spot and then move it to the next spot. And you can feel that it's getting hot and that it's time to move it to the next section. You can even put your hand on the back of your painting and then you can feel the heat penetrating. So you keep moving from area to area, again about a 3-inch radius. What you don't want to do is wag it around because then it won't get hot enough. Now if you look at the side of your gun, one click is heat, the second click actually is cool air, and what that will do is it will cool your painting down and cool your gun down, and cooling your gun down does help preserve the life of your gun. If you decide to use your home oven, what you can do is preheat your oven to 300 degrees and then turn your oven off and place your painting in. You may wish to put it on top of a cookie sheet because the racks are, sometimes hotter than that 265 degrees. The reason why you turn off your oven is that if you get called away, at least the heat in the oven is decreasing, and then your painting will be safe. So you can use your home oven to dry your painting. Another option is radiating heat. You can use a space heater, and that will dry your painting section by section also. Just again hold it about 2 or 3 inches away, and when you feel the heat penetrating through the back, then move it to another section. This is great for very large canvases. I often paint canvases that are maybe 3 feet, 4 feet in dimension, and what I do is I actually open my oven door and I put my painting in front of the radiating heat that comes out of my oven, and then I just keep rotating the canvas. You do have to be there to keep your eye on it, but this will dry your painting through radiating heat. So you have those choices. You can use a heat gun, an embossing gun, your home oven, or radiating heat. So many people ask me, I love Genesis so much, but now I want to finish all of my paintings that I started with traditional oils in the Genesis. Can I do that? Well, yes you can, if a couple of things. One, you have to seal off your traditional oils, and a product that Ann and I have found that works quite well is a product called Magic Metallic, and it's just a matte sealer. It's an air dry product. You let this air dry and then you can just go into your project and finish it with your Genesis paints. What you have to be aware of, however, is that the surface has to be able to take the heat. So you can't work on sappy pine or inferior wood that might bubble up underneath the heat. So you do have to be aware of what is underneath your oil paint because it will be affected by the heat. But yes, you can finish up your traditional oil paintings with the Genesis paint. When you are finished with your Genesis painting, you do have the option of varnishing it. When you varnish a Genesis painting, you can only use a water-based varnish. Keep in mind, however, you really don't have to varnish your Genesis painting because it is 100% light fast and it's 100% flexible. It stays permanently flexible. If you do decide to varnish it, what you will notice is that the colors are more vivid. So, 2 options. One is the Final Coat varnish. This is a self-leveling wipe-on varnish. And then another option is the JW varnish. This is just a clear non-yellowing varnish that's a brush-on. What you should be aware of, though, is when you first apply this varnish, it reminds me of when you throw water on a waxed car. It just beads up. You either have to keep wiping with the wipe-on varnish or keep on brushing with the brush-on varnish, and then it will finally bond. But by the second or third coat, it will definitely start to fill in. So don't panic if when you put the varnish on and it beads up a little bit. It will bond with the paint. But just keep in mind you don't have to varnish, but if you do, only a water-based varnish will work with the Genesis. There is a process of creating your own fine art prints called GClay, and what GClay means is it's French for spray or squirt of ink. And what you do is, with a special canvas that's meant specifically for inkjet printer, you take and print your artwork or whatever you need to print, a photo, onto this special canvas. And that's what I have done here. It is a reproduction of the painting that you see behind me. And then the next thing that you do with it is you take a Genesis product called Inkset GClay medium. Inkjet ink is water soluble, so you have to seal it off in some way so that it doesn't rub off, or if it gets a little bit of moisture, it doesn't just come off. So you seal it off with the GClay medium, and then heat set that and call it finished, or you could actually then go in with your Genesis paint and enhance your GClay. So that's a way to make inexpensive reproductions of your own artwork. The canvas comes all different sizes. You're pretty much just limited by the size of your inkjet printer. What you can do if you want to learn more about the GClay process, if you go to our website at kingslan.com on the newsletter page, there is an entire lesson there on how to create your own GClay fine art prints using the Genesis GClay medium. If you would like to learn more about the Genesis products, you have many options. You can go to our website at kingslan.com, and there are newsletters with a free Genesis project in every newsletter. And there's a question and answer section, and in that question and answer section, Ann and I put in anything new that we have learned about the Genesis. We also have a full line of Omaha-based seminars, and that is where you will really learn about the Genesis. There's 3 to 5 day seminars, and at the end you can be a Genesis authorized artisan, which means that you will have all of the knowledge to go out and teach others and use the product effectively. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me at painting@kingslan.com. If you are interested in any of the products that you have seen on this video, those too are available on our website. I hope you work with the Genesis and love it as much as I do.